question. You're an expert as a business of boxing. As a business of boxing moved to Dallas, Texas, you had Floyd in Vegas for so long. Is Earl Spence calling the shots now?
In the welterweight division, Earl's the man that arguably everybody looks to now as the guy in the division. Tremendous fighter. He's complete. He does everything well. But you have a number of other good welterweight fighters out there, and whether it be Porter, Thurman, Pacquiao, Crawford, all the top welterweights out there. The welterweight division, I think, is the hottest division in the entire sport.
How would you move him? Obviously, people would consider you a maestro, expert at moving welterweight, even moving fighters. How would you move him going forward?
Danny?
No.
Earl? Earl's looking to fight the biggest fights that are out there. In the past, it seemed like that some of the fighters have, it has appeared that they've been reluctant to fight him. In some cases, it's been true. And in other cases, that there's miscommunication. I think that Danny Garcia is one that I think he eagerly would like to fight a Spence. But again, he has to get through Adrian Granados, again, who's a tough, hard-nosed fighter. He's a high-volume puncher. His style, he's going to force you to fight. Danny has a great counter-punching style, but also Danny's a very good boxer. You know, him and his dad, I'm sure they've made some adjustments. And you make adjustments depending upon the fighters that you fight on that particular night. Danny's a terrific fighter. He knows how to win. He's a winner. Yeah, he's a winner, and he's a winner at 147 too. He just come up on the short end of the stick in two debatable decisions. I'm not saying that it should have went this way or that way. Again, I was at both fights. Both guys laid it on the line, and he just happened to come up on the short end of the stick. As the same in Adrian Granados' case, but it just hadn't been those type of fighters, and so that's what I think. Both guys are hungry. In the past, Danny's been criticized for fighting down to the level of his competition or whatever, but Danny sees it was at stake, and I think he wants to go out there and make a big statement and show the world again why he's one of the best welterweights out there in the world.
What rematch would you see, in your eyes, should he pursue next? Should it be Garcia? Should it be Thurman or Porter? In your greatest guesstimation?
I don't know. I mean, with the big statement win over Granados, he might want to go straight to Spence. Danny. I'm saying that the fighter might want to do that, but he knows he got a big task in front of him. At the end of the day, fighters fight. Oftentimes they're, the talk behind the scenes that this guy is scared of that guy. I don't know. I know that I respect any fighter that steps up there and gets up there and lays it on the line and has the confidence to step up there in that ring and fight world-class talent, whoever it might be.
Did you get your $5 million offer Friday night?
No. I ain't seen no big offer.
Eddie Hearn said he got a massive offer for you.
I don't know. See, what happens is oftentimes, you can't run no bullshit on me. That you can't do. Me, Floyd, you can't run that bullshit on us. I mean, we done seen it all. All of this, and because we deal with the facts. That's and it's what it is, and we doing what we want to do, and gonna continue to do it that way. Again, we got the biggest, youngest star in the entire sport. The entire sport. Tank is the real deal. He's the best in that division, and he'll beat anybody's ass in that division, from top to bottom.
Now, there were 50,000 people there. Manny Pacquiao was ringside, Floyd Mayweather ringside. Did he get the nerves, the bug, the excitement? Did that excite him? He was in the ring twice, three.
No. Floyd, he was there. And obviously, we were co-promoting, a portion of the event. He was there. Our guy was fighting. Wanted to see the main event. It was a great fight, great night of action. Floyd has a very good relationship with Jerry Jones. Floyd's doing big business around the world. We had a good time.
how difficult is it fighting? Not that Garcia's overlooking Granados, but how difficult is it for a fighter to move up and down, to fluctuate in between 140 and 147? Is that, how big a difference is that?
For who we talking about?
Garcia specifically.
Mikey Garcia? No, Danny's proven that he's 2-division world champion. I mean, look at the number of world champions he's beaten. When you look around in the entire sport, who's beat more world champions than Danny Garcia? Other than Canelo? Who else we have? Floyd. I mean, active fighters.
Right.
Pacquiao. Yeah, I mean, Danny Garcia he's the real deal. People overlook that. Danny's the real deal.
No, I'm not discounting him at all. I'm just wondering if for him to fight Spence, he would have to move up all these.
Earl Spence is the real fucking deal too. Earl's a beast. Earl's a beast.
Can you explain to people how hard it is to control distance for 12 rounds in a fight?
It's very hard.
I mean, people don't really grasp that.
Yeah, it's very hard. It's,
Coming forward.
and you know, Earl's a complete fighter. Earl's a complete fighter. He does everything well. And he's getting better, and that's the scary part. I think that Derek James is one of the most underrated coaches out there in the sport. He's a phenomenal coach. They were prepared. They had a great game plan, and he went out there and executed to perfection. It's a great fight.
It was an amazing fight. It was an amazing game plan, really.
Yeah.
Now, you said Danny Garcia has a hell of a resume. How would you rate Danny's resume versus Terrence Crawford's resume at 140? Since he just moved up to 147.
I think it kind of speaks for itself. Terrence Crawford, a terrific fighter. A great fighter. He just happens to be a guy without having an opportunity to fight big fights. I mean, I can't. You have to talk to his promoter about that. He's in a difficult spot because he can't get big fights. These guys, they have fights, and they're going to be fighting each other in big fights.
Leonard, you guys have 4 of the premier welterweights.
But if I was Terrence Crawford, I'd probably be a little pissed off because one, their company just signed a heavyweight to allegedly $100 million deal. If I'm Terrence Crawford, I'm sitting there like, hold up. You know, but that ain't none of my business. I'm just saying this because a friend of mine mentioned this to me. I ain't asking for a friend, but a friend of mine mentioned this to me, though.
You was a part of the think tank that bought out Bob Arum. Does Bob Arum do that when a fighter's approaching his prime, they say, you know what, I think the better deal is for us to bet on ourselves. Mikey Garcia has done it. Floyd has done it.
Well, what happens is it's a mentality. I have nothing to say about Bob. He's a Hall of Fame, legendary promoter. I mean, he's promoted the biggest fights, but the times have changed. Times have changed, and you know, he's still a very sharp guy. You know, but in our case, you know, it comes a time when a fighter, he wants to, especially when he's spent a long period of time with your particular company. Fighters, they grow, they get better, and they want to be entrepreneurs. Everybody can't do it, and it doesn't work for everybody. And we've known that some of us fighters have moved on and had a tremendous amount of success, and Floyd has been the number one guy that left them. But he honored his contract, had an opportunity, moved on, and went on to make over $1 billion. That's it's a wonderful thing, and I can't really speak on Oscar's case and Mikey's case because I wasn't involved in that case. But all along, Floyd knew he had the confidence that he could be his own boss, and he went on to do it better than everyone. And he set an example for not just boxing, but for sports in general. And I don't think he gets enough credit for that, but hey, You know, wish all those other guys the best. You know, but Floyd did his thing.
Leonard, you have the PBC has 4 of the premier welterweights right now at this time. Danny, Keith, Sean, and Earl. We're in
And Manny Pacquiao.
And Manny Pacquiao, 5. You're right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
100%. Yeah. You're right.
Don't leave that.
He's new. My bad.
Don't leave that Hall of Fame. Don't leave that Hall of Fame legend out there. He's a beast.
So of those 5, it's March now. Will we for sure see 2 of these 5 in together before the end of the year? At least, yes.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. Al is a genius. He has a great master plan. I'm very familiar with what that master plan is going to look like. And you're going to see all these great fights, these great fighters fighting each other. And that's what the fans want to see. They got guys to fight. they got guys to fight. You know, people can scream, rant, and rave, and it is what it is. You know, the summer, yeah. I'm not willing to say that yet, but I know who he's fighting, and he's going to fight in a big homecoming fight. Yes, yeah, and we're gonna show you how to sell out arenas. Tank Davis is the biggest young attraction in the sport, and it's not even close. You know, and the numbers don't lie. You know, we put him in the co on Badu Jack and DeGale and Barclays, and we know, you know, you got 2 guys who are from Europe. Well, Badu being from Sweden and DeGale being from the UK, and then we had in the co-main event, we saw what it was, and we saw what the numbers look like. We bring him back in the next fight, 14 and some change. You know, I take him to the UK. He sells out Copper Box. You know, then and obviously that was the Floyd show on with McGregor. Tank Davis is a box office draw. He has tremendous star power, and he's going to be the biggest fighter in the entire sport. And again, I'm going to keep on saying it because it's the truth. He has the it factor.
Now let's move up and wait a little bit. Deontay Wilder just announced that he's staying on Showtime. He's going to fight on premium Showtime.
Of course.
And can you talk about that and then
excellent move.
Reinforce. I mean, we all knew it last week, but reinforce the fact that betting on yourself, because in my humble opinion, if it does $1 million pay-per-view buy, that's $100 million right there, plus $1 million over, that's $120 off the gate. And $120 million, one fight is worth the entire contract, and people don't grasp the concept of.
Well, that's because people don't understand the business of the sport. When you sit around and you listen to a guy who's a fast talker, you'll get caught up into that. But one thing that we do and we understand is the business of the sport, and having done it at the highest level for so many years, broke all the records. We know what it is. But when you only understand, and some of the fans aren't educated about that portion of it, and to be honest, some of the media people, they look at it, oh, well, you know, this guy was offered this and this guy was offered that. Well, the other guy was offered $50 million and he chose not to take it, and we know, I can tell you this for a fact, all roads to the heavyweight division leads to Deontay Wilder. He's that dude. He's the guy.
And he didn't, in my humble opinion, he didn't turn down $120 million. He turned down his own.
Yeah, I don't want to get into the details of that because I'm not his promoter or anything. But I can speak on the business side of that. He made a great decision, and the fans and the people who don't understand that, it's just because you don't have the foresight and understand how this works. He's betting on himself, and rightfully he should. He's feel very confident in his ability. He's a tremendous fighter, and he's the guy in the heavyweight division. Others might be betting on the other guy that signed with ESPN, who you know, at the end of the day, what has he done? You know, what has he done? So we know what it is, and you know, at the end of the day, Deontay Wilder is the man, and all roads leads to Deontay Wilder in the heavyweight division.
Thank you.
Sure.